We bought all the bottles, set the chain location. Smashing all the models, now we hit the waitress. When you get a lot of money, you get out of
But tonight, me and my friends, we got money to spend. Me and my friends, we got money to spend. Me and my friends, we got money to spend. Me and my friends, we got money to spend. Me and my friends, we got money to spend.
And we are live in the Fantasy Lounge. As always, Mikey Mack on the mic, and to the left, Randy Hanson and Randy. After a week break of the Fantasy Lounge,
it felt like 2 weeks. 2 weeks hiatus we kind of took there.
We did.
But it's good to be back. You know, we kind of needed. Last week we were kind of busy. A lot of things were going on. I've got a couple shout-outs. Can we do a couple shout-outs right away, right off the bat? A couple birthdays passed. You're looking at the commish, turned the big 26 to 26.
Yep.
One of the oldest in the league behind Lewis. I think Lewis may be 30 by now. But also, Andy's birthday just passed. A big shout-out to Andy. I'm sure he celebrated with just him and his girl. You know, little candles, little romance.
Snapchat.
Yeah, a little Snapchat. She pretty much owns it, but welcome back.
And Andy's having a nice little run in fantasy lately, so everybody's feeling good. After the birthday, so good for him. He's going out to Wrigleyville. If people are interested on Saturday. Should be a good time. Now, we got some criticism for taking a week off, but we had to recharge the batteries a little bit. A lot has happened in 2 weeks, and Randy,
So much.
after week 6, what's your biggest surprise so far in our fantasy league?
You know, my biggest surprise so far is probably how close my division is, how tightly knit our division is at the top. You got 3 people at 5-1, and ultimately it's going to be a race coming down in the playoffs. When we start playing the last in-division games, the last 3 weeks of the season, it's going to be tough. It's going to be a big deal.
Friendships might end.
Friendships.
Those
That's
weeks.
where it goes to die the last 3 weeks.
No. What's interesting though, I think we have 4 teams that are 500. I mean, above 500, and the rest are 500 and below. And so we decided to mix it up a little bit on the lounge this week, and we're talking about those teams that are 500 and below 500, and we're predicting if they have a shot to make the playoffs. So we're gonna call it shot or not.
Shot or not.
Shot or not. So
A
let's
little new segment. You know what I mean? It's
segment.
like we're at the halfway part of the season. We've been breaking down each week, breaking down matchups. You know what? Let's throw a little curveball. Let's mix it up.
Yeah.
Shot or not.
a little shot or not. We're gonna kick things off in the Little Lebowski Urban Achievers division, and we're gonna start with a team to me that's a surprise 2-4. Oops, wrong way. I'm talking Matt Channel's team, 2-4. Now, does Matt Channel have a shot to make the playoffs in the fantasy football league?
According to me, I believe he does. I believe he's got a shot because I like Channel's team. Channel's team might have one of the best teams on paper coming forward. Just after that last trade against Russell Wilson, pretty much for nothing, I think pretty much solidified his team after a struggling Matt Stafford the first 6 weeks of the season.
I'm going to go on record right now and say Channel has the second best roster in the league right now.
Absolutely, especially with Foster coming back. With if he stays healthy in the second half, looking for huge things coming from Foster.
Everybody knows how much I love Latavius Murray, just in general. Not to mention he's got the best tight end in the league. And Gronk has not been Gronk these past couple weeks. Like, yeah, he's been good, but Gronk's going to pick it up. Now, the issue is quarterback play, but I think Channel has enough to get to the playoffs and to make some noise in the playoffs. Definite shot. Now he plays this week. Who does he play this week? I got to look. He's got Waldo in a big week. And Waldo's team, again, no slouch. That's going to be a good game. Channel needs this game. We'll see if he gets it. But even if he goes 2-5 this week, I think he still has a shot to make the playoffs.
Absolutely.
No.
He's got a weak division as well. Weak division. A lot of things
I mean, we're talking to them.
It's kind of top heavy, and that's it. It's only you at the top. And anyone's up for that division at the end.
No. I think one of the biggest disappointments in the league is Luis Herrera.
Oh, absolutely. But
still grinding, still fighting. He's made some nice waiver pickups lately. And
picked up Tannehill. I dropped him. He picked him up.
Hey, I like that play, especially this week. Week 11, Tannehill's got a comfy matchup as well. I wanted to pick him up and start him. Not to mention getting Jordan Reed. A healthy Jordan Reed could be a nice little trade piece. Nice addition, nice asset to the team. Now, shot or not for Luis Herrera?
Luis, I'm saying not. Sorry, Lou. But I think he's come too far. He doesn't have that solid wide receiver one where you know what you're getting from that guy each and every week. It's a question mark. McCoy's health coming forward, question mark. And also, it's the Dalton Big Ben. Big Ben comes back healthy. I think he's solid, but is Dalton going to stay having this MVP type season? Are you banking on Dalton going forward? to put it consistently together. He's already had a great season so far. 6 weeks in. MVP candidate. Are you expecting that going forward? Another 6 weeks of that? The same production?
I feel like 6 weeks is a good sample size, so why not? The issue is
everyone returns back to the mean, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. I think Dalton could be good. I think he's got the quarterback with Tannehill, and now he's got 3 quarterbacks. If I'm Lewis, I'm getting on the phone with Lath right now trying to make some moves. Here's the thing. These wide receivers, right? He's got like basically wide receiver 3s down the line. Decker's been a surprise, been a positive surprise, but in general, Jordan Matthews, you could have had Aaron Rodgers from him basically. Didn't pull the trigger. That could be the defining moment in Lewis's fantasy football season.
Not pulling the trigger
on Aaron Rodgers. It's tough because I think Lewis is such a great competitor. I'm gonna say not on Lewis though, just because I think Channel's team is just better. And then also we got Andy in the league 3-3. And you want to talk about Andy's team a little bit?
Let's jump into Andy's.
Let's go balls deep right into Andy's team right here. Andy, a surprise 3-3, arguably the worst team after 2 weeks. All of a sudden, make a nice little surprise here.
If you told Andy after the abomination of Andrew Luck's the first 6 weeks that he's going to be 3-3, he'd take it all day. His wide receivers are good, and again, he's in a weak division. I say shot for Andy. Should we rip shots every time? That'd be pretty classy.
All right, here's the thing for me.
Fireball.
The running back situation. I get it. The muscle hamster has been good. I get that. You start Kristen Michael this week.
Versus me, I might add. Versus me.
It's just I don't think he has enough depth there. I don't think he has enough. And he's already 2 games back in the division, but he picked up a game last week, which was big. He had a close game, a nail biter. He ended up pulling it out. I'm gonna say, even though he's 3-3, I'm gonna go with not for Andy, just because again I'm so high on Channel's team. But here's the thing: like I'm uncomfortable with my team right now. I think Andy could have a similar record to me down the road. But I mean, I just don't think that he's got enough to make the playoffs.
Can I might add? Last week was probably the closest, just
in general
across the league. Every game was within 5 points. The biggest. Yeah. What do you win?
I lost by like 18, I think.
Okay. Besides that, every game was just nail biters. 2 nail. You know it's when you have a kicker. Stupid needs a kicker to score 15, and he still drops a 10. When you're like, whoa,
you're getting a little nervous.
Yeah, you're getting a little antsy there.
You know, it was a good week last week. I mean, even my game that I lost. ODB came out with a 20 at half. I'm like, striking distance. You know, every game could have been decided Monday night, which was pretty cool. One of the rare that you see that in Fantasy Lounge. So you're for Andy. I'm not so much. I think if Andy wins this week, I'm changing that tune real quick for Andy. All right. Now
Andy's currently 6 right now. I might add.
He's in the playoffs, but we'll see. But for the luck, I'm up in the air with Andy. It's a toss up for me, honestly. All right, let's go a little battle of Jerusalem. Two 5-1 teams in that league. Yourself and Waldo. Who's man? If you had to choose manager of the year right now at the 6 week point, who is it going to be? You or Waldo?
I would have to say it's Waldo. You know what? The thing that's going to piss me off the most is he's texting me literally as we speak. Where's the podcast? Where's the podcast? Because he just wants people to just pat him on the back because he doesn't do it enough himself. Pretty much, the guy is just in. I can't handle him in this group chat because he just talks himself up. He just loves himself right now.
He loves him to me.
But you still got to give it to him. If you tell me that Jordan Nelson, Des Bryant.
He's getting Des back possibly pretty soon.
Yeah, it's going to be scary. It's going to be a showdown.
And I agree, manager of the year right now, but you're up there. Just 2 really good teams in that division. Now, also, I mean, even though we're not talking about Gallagher's team, but to be 4-2, having a big time week to beat a high scoring Channel team last week. 4-2, that's a scary team in that division as well.
Do we even call it Gallagher's team anymore, or is this Ricardo's? Ricardo, give a shout out to Ricky Ricardo.
Hey, since being in the league, 2-0.
I know.
2-0.
Maybe that was a little mid-season manager swing, and he had to fire one, get the other, get the team motivated and pumped.
And, it's to say that Lewis's team is the worst team. It's hard to say that, but I mean, in that division he is, and he's 2-4 right now. Granted, he had a nice win last week. Sniffed it out at the last minute, I believe. But shot or not for
Stoops?
No, for Simo.
For Simo. Let's go. No, not for Simo just because the depth in our division. He's 0-3 in the division.
That's huge.
He's got to jump ahead of at least 2 people to make the playoffs. Maybe I think our division might have 3 people make the
I can see
playoffs.
that easy.
But he's still got a long way to climb. My fault. The thing is, besides Julio, he's got no wide receiver depth.
Yeah.
And that's gonna kill him. So that's why I say not.
The big number's 3 for me, and that's 3 games back in the division already. He still has some firepower. Like I'm telling you, the quarterback by committee just doesn't work. It just doesn't. I mean, I get that he's got 2 solid quarterbacks, but he got bit last week. Even though he ended up winning, I mean, he had Rivers on the bench, and that just eats away at you. It's just every day, like every week, you got to make those decisions, and it's almost impossible to always make the right one. Like if I'm Simo right now, I'm on the phone with Lath. I'm kicking the tires on a trade to move one of those quarterbacks, get him off your hands, maybe get another receiver in your place because Julio, granted, not been Julio these past 2 weeks. Just hasn't been there.
He's hurt. He's hurt, but he's a tough motherfucker. He'll play through anything. You know
he's gonna pick it up, but I mean, it's just he's not the wide receiver position's not good enough for him right now for him to make a serious run in the division at least. And again, so if you don't win the division, you're already looking at Waldo, who's 5-1, who's probably got a nice spot in the 4 seed right now. It's just tough. It's tough to make up that many games this early, and so I'm going to go not on Simo.
This early, we're getting late. We're getting almost past the halfway point. We're at week 7. There's only 13 weeks, Mike.
I know. That's what I'm saying. You gotta make some hay up now. And to be 3 games back, that's tough, especially with how good your guys' teams are. And throw in Gallagher as well, because I think Gallagher's team.
I'm going to add, everyone's one big injury away from just the whole tables of this league being flipped upside down. You know what I'm saying? That's fantasy for you.
Yeah, I think there's more people better off than others, but okay. Now, let's talk about the defending champs league, the champs cheering section. I have to hand it to Allenberg. He made some disastrous trades. Disasters, I'm telling you. But at the same time, still 3-3, still putting up points. He getting Ingram back in that deal has been nice. Edelman has been good. So it hasn't been disastrous in the sense, but just what he's given up has been just a lot of firepower. We're not going to talk about Ryan's team because, he is 3-3 leading that division. But let's go right to it. Let's go to Dave Steuben, who I'm playing this week. 2-4 and really struggling.
Oh, Dave. Is really Hoyer/Cutler combo going to be the answer for him at quarterback? Just going forward? That's not even like a 1-week plug that you can justify that. No, that's his quarterbacks on his team, on his roster, going forward for the rest of the year. So how are you going to say this guy has a shot? I'm saying definitely not. Evans a bust. He needs to trade him. But he's not trying to make a trade. He's getting no value for him right now. So you might as well just stick with him and see what you can get. Maybe he'll pop off later on in the year.
Here's my thing. He went toe-to-toe with you this past week.
Yes.
He almost won it.
How about the Diggs play? He might have edge dropped him 3 times before he played me that game.
I like the Diggs play. Here's the thing with Steuben. He has to push the buttons. He has to push correct buttons. If he does that, I think he has a shot. I like the Hoyer start this week. I'm picking that he has a shot just because I think he's going to beat me this week. Martavis Bryant, out of nowhere. Big Ben comes back.
Touchdown machine.
Big Ben comes back. Martavis Bryant could be a top 15 receiver. Not to mention Forsette's, turning the tires positively. And you know what you're getting from Le'Veon. Even though he had a bad week last week.
I know.
Terrible.
That's just Michael Vick.
Terrible. Jarvis Landry's been good.
Let's hope he can get Antonio Brown the ball.
I'm gonna say shot for Steuben, but I think it's with Steuben it's high risk, high reward with him because he makes so many gambles that it could pay off, but it could not. So we'll see Steuben. I love checking Steuben's lineup every week. Just see because you never know who's starting.
Oh, I know.
Love it.
It's like one of those things where you just get super high and you just try anything. You know what I mean? Like you're like fuck it.
I like it though. Roll the dice a little bit. I like it. Now, coming from a guy that takes a lot of gambles to maybe someone that's not really gambling in general.
In life at all.
In life. That's talking about
Mr. Play It Safe.
Mr. Play It Safe, Jibber Jabs.
Jibber Jabs.
And he stuck with Manning again, and it cost him. And here's the thing. We go through this every week, I feel like. Some weeks, one week,
his team looks super old.
Exactly. And then the next week, all of a sudden, they look like they're all 25 again. It's like, what team are we getting? It's so unpredictable. And so, shot or not for Lath?
Can I just add one thing before we go break it down, shot or not for Lath? Peyton Manning, this is the first time in his career that he, in fantasy football, that cannot drop list. Peyton Manning is not on the cannot drop list. That's huge.
Put it this way: Kirk Cousins has very similar numbers to Peyton Manning.
Ouch. But then, like, you'll say Peyton Manning, oh my God, he can't throw the ball, and then he threw that 7-yard bomb to Emmanuel Sanders.
But his interceptions this year have been brutal. Like, it's like, what are you doing? But it kills me. I love Peyton, but it kills me to say this. But I'm going to say not for Leif, just because it's too unstable. I think he's getting Steve Smith's playing out of his mind. I don't think that's going to keep up. Larry Fitzgerald playing out of his mind. Like, Michael Floyd slowly working back. I just don't know if he's going to get that production he was getting at the beginning of the year from his studs. And then it's just too unpredictable at the quarterback position.
I actually say shot for Leif, believe it or not. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt just based on I like his running backs. I like Frank Gore as number 2. You got AP, which, AP hasn't even really popped off yet.
Sure.
Where you're getting those consistent numbers from AP. But you still got Tyler Eifel, which is top 5 tight end. And if you're going to start Flacco or Peyton Manning, you're going to have to just roll the dice. But I still like his team going forward with the running backs. And then as long as his wide receivers stay healthy, that may question if they stay healthy, he's got a shot.
He's like 1 game back in the division. 1 game. He's just 1 game out. So with that sense, but I mean, I don't think Lay's team, even if he makes the playoffs, could do damage right now. That's just me. I'm sorry, Leif. I love you, bro, but it's how it is. No. Arguably, probably, I would say the worst team maybe in the past 5 years of fantasy in our league.
Up there.
Mike McCarthy.
Struggling. First year, it's like one of those, not those, what's those teams that just start up? You just start them.
Yeah.
Like expansion team.
You know what he reminds me?
It's his first year in the league.
He reminds me
it's like the Texans when they first started.
Yeah, exactly. He's taking his lumps. He kind of reminds me of those like Division II teams that that Ohio State schedules at the first.
Oh yeah, just like an easy schedule.
I mean, even though he has some value at some positions, but I mean, he's going Ellington Morris this week. He's going Torrey Smith again, hit or miss. Ruben Randall.
Like last week was just like a punch in the gut from Mike when you start Eddie Lacy and then you think he's healthy and James Stark just runs wild and he's on his bench.
Yeah, I mean he's had some bad luck with Lacy and Anderson, just been brutal. I mean, he's starting Palmer this week. I like that matchup. But 1-5, man. Even though he's only 2 games out, so I mean, look at that. I mean, you're talking Simo, who's 2-4, is 3 games out of the division. Mike's 1-5, is 2 games out. That's what we get for divisions. But I like it. I like that. But just where's he gonna get the offense? He's just constantly like a 100 to 115 point team. It's just that's not gonna get it done.
Yeah, you need to score at least over the 125.
Who's he got this week though? Bill's sleeper team. He's got Lewis this week, and I mean, can he pull it off this week? I mean, if he wins this week, all of a sudden he's got a puncher's chance. But
if he's gonna make a run, he's got to do it now.
Yeah, so it's definitely a not for Mr. McCarthy.
Oh, it's a big knot.
Big not for me. Whew.
I like this little segment. You know what I mean? Like we're coming at you fast, a lot of information. It's just something different midway through the season. We'll be back to the usual next week.
Yeah, but we gotta mix it up.
You gotta mix it up
halfway through. Shot or not, I like it. We might bring this back maybe playoff time. Shot or not to win it all.
Oh, absolutely.
Shot or not to win it all. We'll see.
What we really need to do is there's some people that need to get on this podcast. You know what I mean? Even if it's by Skype, they got to make the trip down to 33rd and Emerald.
Yeah, we can do some Skype. So let us know. Again, hit us on Twitter at Sold Out Touchdowns League, or text us, call us. You got the numbers. Just let us know.
Stop by for a beer.
Stop by for a beer. We're more than welcome to have you and to spit some fantasy football knowledge at you. In fact, the Thursday night game about to get ready to kick off. So we're going to go right into our last 2 segments of the night. A little pop-off, drop-off, and we're going to hit the Commissioner's Corner. And so we'll start with a little pop-off, drop-off. Last week, or 2 weeks ago, I feel like I did not hit the pop-off too well, but I think I hit the drop-off. I got to go back and look. I'm struggling, as you can see. But in general, I got a good pop-off for you this week. I'm going John Brown, Monday night. Not only is he coming off a huge game last week, I think a 28-point performance, he's going against a Baltimore team that's 27th against the pass. Carson Palmer, fling it around the yard. He loves him some John Brown on the outside. I'm starting Michael Floyd this week, so I'm hoping Floyd can cut into some of that action. But I'm predicting a 7-reception, 130-yard game from John Brown, and he gets in the end zone.
Whoa.
He's having a big-time pop-off game this week. I like John Brown, and shout out to Gallagher, by the way. From the draft, Gallagher loves him some John Brown. I didn't see it, but he definitely proved me wrong on that.
I say he goes under 100 yards receiving. You want to put it on the board?
I think he's going to go over at least 19 fantasy points.
I said under 100 yards.
Yeah, I'm saying he could he could go
Yeah,
80.
7
He
catches,
could go
80
80
and
and
a
then
touchdown.
that's what I'm saying. I think he's going to go over 19 fantasy points.
19 and a half?
I'll give you that.
Put it on the board.
No.
Who's your drop off?
You know, I'm down on my team. I'm really down on my team, and Deion Lewis killed me last week. And my drop off's coming from a team. It's a combo this week. I know they have a good matchup. Breeze and Indianapolis indoors, Brandon Cooks, but Brandon Cooks has just been nowhere this year, and Breeze is not getting in the end zone. I think Indianapolis, Breeze hasn't thrown an interception either in the past 2 weeks. I think that changes. I know Indianapolis' pass D is terrible. I know that their defensive general is garbage. I'm predicting Drew Brees and Brandon Cooks to drop off. I'm going under 28 points combined from them this week in fantasy.
Whoa. Are you just saying that just to
I'm
kind of
not.
like throw a little negative
I'm not.
karma in there so positive something comes your way or what?
I'm not, and I'm telling you why. Breeze is not getting in the end zone. Like, he's just not. He's throwing for 350 yards, not getting in the end zone. If he throws 2 picks, all of a sudden his 21-point game last week's down to 14. Brandon Cooks is nowhere. Vontae Davis is probably going to be on Brandon Cooks. Vontae Davis, top 5 corner of the league. Watch Willie Snead probably have the game, but Brandon Cooks probably going to do nothing. I have to start him this week because Demaryius is out, but I wouldn't have started him this week if I didn't have to.
They started Benjamin Watson. You see a big game for Benjamin Watson
I
again?
did. I was very disappointed that it wasn't to Brandon Cooks this week.
You think that Benjamin Watson's gonna have another big game, or was it just what the defense was getting him last week?
I could easily see Watson having another 6-catch, 80-yard game, and I think Willie Snead's gonna have a big game. I'm talking 8 receptions, 120.
Open. I'm in the Bridgeport League.
So that's pop off, drop off. Coming at you pretty mild today. Pretty mild.
Pretty mild.
No, we need to pick things up a little bit. We need some passion right now, and we know we get a lot from the commissioner's corner. We get a lot of fire. We get a lot of passion. So, commissioner, why don't you just take it away? A little commissioner's corner.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Commissioner's Corner coming at you hot. We're only at 22 minutes this week. It's short and quick, and it's getting right to the point. All right, Commissioner's Corner. Second time, 2 weeks in a row, I might add. Mr. McCarthy, the letdown king. His name says it all. The toilet seat champ. Could this be the first time Gallagher's not going to have a toilet seat around him?
It's looking good.
Oh my gosh, Mike. Riding hot with the 4-game losing streak coming in. I'm looking at his team, and I don't know if he'll win another game this year. Like, the dude's averaging like 109 points.
It's bad.
Last week, I had 60 combined with just a quarterback and running back going. And then you throw in like a Denver D in there, and it's just 3 players might beat Mike's team. And to top it off, like this is kind of good for Mike, but I don't even play Mike this year. So that would just be another.
That would have been a bloodbath.
That would be another loss. But dude, what are you doing? like what happened, man? I just feel like I put it on myself mostly because I'm like, hey, Mike, he's a good guy. He really tries hard. He's a kid that tries hard. You know what I mean? He's like radio out there. Like, he can't get a win, dude. Like, come on, man. Oh my god. All I gotta say is get your apron and your hula skirt ready, and get your beer. You're practicing your beer pouring. You know what I mean? And beer going to getters, because that's all you're gonna be doing at the draft next year. The little sticker bitch. So get your fingers ready. Do your little finger workouts, because Mike, you're an embarrassment. Not only to yourself, but you know what I mean. Have some pride
on you.
I know it's a reflection on me. That's probably the one bad commissioner's choice I made this year, or probably in the last 5 years of being commissioner. I think it might be worse as a commissioner, me letting McCarthy in this league, than Andy forgetting the password to the league to even start up to the website. But Mike, I wish you all the best. I hope you do something. Just
Get a win this week.
Yeah, just be competitive, like just for the league's sake at this point. Not only just for yourself, a little morale booster. And like I could even see in the group chat, like he's just like quietly it's like crickets, just he's fading away. He's ghosting us. But Mike, come on, dude. Because if you're in the commissioner's corner again next week, I don't know. We might have to set your lineup for you just as the commissioner because it's been pretty atrocious. But that's about it for the commissioner's corner.
You know what that reminded me of? Just reminded me of you taking your kid, just getting the wooden paddle and just a little spank session right there.
Yeah, it's just like be a man.
Yeah. Yeah, but at the same time, I think he gets. You know, I'm gonna go all out.
He's saying he's gonna make it to
McCarthy's giving a dub this week. I'm gonna go all in. Upset.
How much want to put on it?
No, I'm not putting on anything.
Exactly.
It's just a hunch. No.
Just a hunchback, six-pack on it.
There was a very good commissioner's corner, and McCarthy, you needed that. You got to get it together. Let's get it together.
That's like a rally talk right there.
Again, a short fantasy lounge this week, 25 minutes only. But you know, we got the game about to kick off. I got Seattle team. I'm trying to watch it. But you know, as always, we love having you here. And remember, it's never too late. Just come relax in the lounge. So take care.
Absolutely. Good night, Italy.